Dun, 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 dun. 45, 47.
I might use that because I'm recording right now.
Oh, you are?
1,000%.
Only tours.
Let me bring these down. See, this the only time where I have to bring the levels down because you allowed talking motherfucker naturally.
I am loud. That's what I was telling that dude yesterday. Like, motherfucker. oh, my bad.
He ain't listen to the show. I'll be cursing all the time.
All the time.
He don't fuck with me.
I do, dude.
Come on, he don't fuck with me, man.
I just ain't heard Dave Foster. I ain't heard Dave Foster.
So how you listen to everybody but skip D False?
Cause
that's D False.
I've been like
That's
on the
D
phone
False.
with y'all motherfuckers all the time.
You can't listen when you at home?
Oh, not with TJ.
You don't take a shit?
Yeah, I take a shit.
That's a perfect time.
Yeah, but the shit don't last an hour.
Shit, you ain't on there for 45 minutes? You take a 45-minute shit, okay, you damn near done.
I'm going to listen to D Falls tonight when I take a shit. I'm going to eat some ice cream.
You be halfway done if you do 45 minutes.
Some ice cream, then I really take a shit.
45 minutes.
All right. All right.
Sorry, D Falls.
And I want you to know I'm leaving all that in there.
Oh, for real?
I'm going to leave that in there. That's funny. 1,000%. All right. Everybody, thank you once again for joining me for another episode of The Drop Off. Today, I got two of my real friends. I got Damian Wilborn, a.k.a. King of the North, and I don't even know what to call you, Taris. Just my guy. I don't got no nicknames.
OG Taurus.
OG Taurus.
OG Taurus.
There we go. That's OG Taurus right there.
All right. Well, we're going to figure out later because we're going to have the OG conversation later. That is definitely a point of conversation. So, like I said, everybody, welcome for joining me again for another episode. So, let's get started. Wilborn, I'm going to start with you, man. How did you become a UPS driver?
I had a homeboy named Marquise. He was working there, and he told me they was hiring. So I went down and did an application, and they did like an open interview. I did the application. The guy said, come back for a tour. I did the tour. They hired me for seasonal only, meaning therefore I work a couple months in January and let me go. Mm-hmm. But if I do a good job, they'll keep me. So once I got in, I just, I kept going every day. When I was done with my work, asking him, was it more work I can do? Like, just overly. Even if he gave me something, as soon as I was done with that, I come back and ask for more work. And he was just like, this guy, just all he wants to do is work. So at the 3 months at the end, he kept me instead of letting me go.
So how old was you when you started?
I was 18 years old.
You one of the rare ones who, as soon as you reach legal age to do some shit, you were like, all right, I'm going to just have a full-blown career. Not knowing that was going to happen, of course, but you was in a place where careers are made.
Definitely, but I had no idea that was going to be my career. At 18, I had no idea.
So what were you thinking like before? So what was your plan before? What were you doing before?
Actually, I was working, I was like a shift manager at McDonald's on the Strip.
Oh.
So once I got in at UPS, I was doing 2 jobs.
Okay.
But I chose to do 2 jobs to keep myself out the streets.
Okay, we had that in common. I worked 2 jobs, not to keep myself off the streets, but 2 jobs though, for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
I did 2 jobs for 3 years.
Oh no, that shit lasted for me for 2 months, motherfucker. 2 months, and I was like, nah, this ain't. Nah, 1 job is enough. That's it. That's it. Taurus, what about you, my guy? How did you become a UPS driver? And tell the truth.
Okay, I was doing this pimping shit. Nah, I'm just playing. I was a barber for 19 years, and I just lost the passion for it. So I was trying to get another job, something that make just as much as money as I was doing. So I did roofing. Damn near had a heat stroke. Said, nah, 2 days, I'm done with that. So I'm at the barbershop, and my wife, was my girl at the time, said, hey, UPS is hiring for peak season. So I'm like, okay, I'll put an application in. She said, I already put an application in. You got an interview Monday. So I got it. Started, the class. Then I started working, driving, listen to all the drivers talk about what they make, and how it is. Said, hey, I need to be in this. After they let me go for peak season driving, I kept putting applications. I kept calling Hilda every week. Hilda, y'all got a job? Hilda, y'all got a job? Hilda. Sooner or later,
she got back with you.
Yeah, she gave me the interview. I got in the warehouse in the South Building. Worked E-Regs preload for like a month. And Janelle said, hey, you still want to drive? Yep. Put me in the class. Did the class. Came back. I was in there for like 30 days. Brandy called me, say, hey, you
But did you do a full-time class or a cover class?
I did a cover. Yeah, so Brandy, I only had like a month and a half warehouse experience, period. So Brandy was like, hey, you report at the North at 7:30. It was all over then.
So, first off, how I talk to you every day, and I don't know, you had your big ass up on roofing.
I've been told you that.
You ain't never told me that. Never. Tell me about that though.
Okay. Me neither. I just found out too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay.
Roofing.
I'm on the roof. Well, I joined the union for roofers, and they gave me a job to go to Boulder City. So I'm out there at this casino, the only one casino I done seen out there. So they got me on top of this roof, and I'm not really doing nothing because I'm not experienced. So I'm helping them, bringing them stuff. Man, that sun is beaming down on my ass. About 4 hours later, 4 hours later, you've been on the truck. If you done felt that heat, and
down.
4 hours later, man, I'm sitting down.
Was this your first day though?
First day. I'm sitting down. I'm like, hey man, I don't feel good. So they was like, hey man, just sit down. And I just started sweating and looking like I was lost and shit. They started pouring water on me, giving me water. I'm still on top of the roof, And I'm like, God damn, I'm about to die. I'm about to die in this motherfucker. So, they got me off the roof. I went in the casino and I chilled in the air. I never came back.
Well, hold on. How'd you get off the roof though?
Off a ladder.
Oh, so you was able to climb down?
Yeah, I was able to climb down.
Okay.
They had pulled like about 3 bottles of water, fed me, with water. And, I started feeling, I wasn't good, but I started feeling better. And I had to get off that goddamn roof, man. I was going to die.
That's the craziest roof story I ever heard in my life.
Hey, roofing ain't for me. I know it.
Man. All right, that's good. It's good to learn something about your friends 7 years later. So you done had heat problems.
Yeah, I done had.
Way before the truck.
Way before the truck.
Okay.
So in that, talking about that, when I did get the job as driving, I started in like late September, so it wasn't that hot. So going all the way through the wintertime, the summertime was scary. I was like, God damn, man, I love this job, but I don't know if I can take this truck for 4 months of 110, 115. But I made it through, but I was scared.
So when you started driving, your seniority day was in what month?
September 21st.
Not bad. That's a good time to come in.
Yeah.
It's better than starting in the summer.
Yeah.
I started in the spring, so it was quick though. It was like, all right, cool. It was like a month of cool time and then heat. Yeah. But no, I had it though. So, okay. So I do have a specific question that I want to ask both of y'all specifically. So I'm going to start with you first, Wilborn. I do want to know what it was like growing up in Las Vegas? Because you did mention just a minute ago that in order to stay out the streets, you was working 2 jobs. So I always thought it was interesting because I used to come out here all the time for it was called Big Time. That was the name of the basketball tournament that was out here every summer. So I had been coming out here ever since I was like, even before you played in the Big Time tournament, there was like tournaments for kids that was like 7, 8, 9, 10. So once you get to high school, then it's the Big Time tournament in the summer. So all the times I would come out here, I never got to really like just venture off into the city. So like I was telling you before, I didn't even know like it was a significant population of black people in Las Vegas.
Right.
So I am interested to know what it was like growing up out here.
You know what? It wasn't bad. Only thing, the area that I grew up in, it was a lot of gang activity. So you had the kids that played sports, and then you had the kids that was in the streets. I was just always surrounded by the kids in the streets. So that's just what I grew up on. So as I got older, that's all I knew was the streets. So my father and my mom told me, hey, you got to make a choice. Do you want to go to prison or you want to be dead? You keep living the life you're living, that's where you're going to go. So I had to make a decision, find some jobs to occupy my time to keep me away from the streets. So that's what I did. Right. Las Vegas was, it was always about making money. That's what everybody was really on out here. Like when I go to different cities, people be surprised because they think Las Vegas, you just live in hotels and you got a whole bunch of money. And they don't know that, it's a lot of projects and stuff that was really out here. Yep. Like you say, some people didn't know it was a lot of black people.
Yeah, I was one of them. I ain't know.
Yeah. They scattered us in certain areas together, welfare homes and stuff like that, and apartments and stuff, and everybody lived in those. Okay. So that's the area I grew up in. But I grew up in North Las Vegas. So you have different areas. You got the west side, you got the east side. But all the sides had ghettos is what you want to call them.
Okay. So why are you the king of the North?
Well, actually,
that's a good question.
It's a good question.
That's a valid question.
I was born and raised in North Las Vegas. I gangbanged out there. I got a lot of homies that would love the title, but nobody claimed it. So I just kind of, gave myself the title after watching Game of Thrones, and I said, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm the king of the North.
T.I., huh?
Well, T.I. did it a long time ago, but I never bid on it then. Like I said, I didn't really buy it on it.
No, I'm saying that's what he did. Nobody claimed it.
So nobody was claiming it here. So when I seen Jon Snow making it happen, I said, shit, why not me?
I remember being on the phone with you, and you like, I'm going to go ahead and put my McDonald's app order in, and a bitch in the background, King of the North? Order's ready. I'm like, what is this shit?
On all my apps, my name is King of the North. So whenever I order food or anything like that, they have to say King of the North. Starbucks, they say King of the North. So I just put my name out there on it. I got custom guns with my name on it that say King of the North. So, I mean, I'm just rolling with it right now. Some of my homies don't like it, but hey, you didn't ask for it first. I did. So
word,
King of the North.
Word. You put your flag down. So hey, that's what happened. Hey, I ain't mad at it.
That's it.
So Taris, tell me. I want to know about growing up in Louisiana. Because all my people from Shreveport, even though I never been, and I know that's where you from, man. So I want to know, what did I miss out on? Tell me what I missed out on.
Okay, you missed out. Shreveport, well, Louisiana, the South, Texas, all that is a whole lot different from the West. I went to an all-black high school, so it wasn't, I didn't grow up around a lot of white people, But, it's a mixture of white and black. We didn't have a lot of Mexicans down there either, probably a few. It's a lot of racism down there, if I can, let you know that, And they straightforward, It's a lot of hospitality, Yeah,
because that's always what I think of when I think of the South. I think of that statement, Southern hospitality and shit.
Yeah, basically, I don't know if y'all heard this saying, but we got this saying that all the grown-ups used to tell you, because everybody raised everybody, And it was like, hey, if you didn't wake up with me, you speak. So if you go down south and the person don't know you, and you walk in the street, they gonna speak to you, I took a few cats from out here down south, and they was like, Taris, man, everybody is speaking. Whites, black, everybody is speaking. I'm like, yeah, that's how we do, man. It's not hard to agree to person, you know. That's something that I had to learn out here when I got out here. Like, you know, you say what's up to somebody from the West, you know.
That means something different.
They think you know, you ready to get down.
Yeah, it's the same shit in California.
It's just greeting, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of hospitality. I had a great childhood. And then later on, you know, shit got rough, you know. So I got into like Wilborn said, I got into gang banging. If I could be honest, you know, I was in selling drugs and all that. And I left Louisiana to get away from all that, you know.
Okay.
Scared, thinking that, you know, I was going to be behind, but I really wasn't gonna be behind. Las Vegas is, you know, is mostly everybody that's in Las Vegas is from somewhere, you know. Mm-hmm. Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas,
California,
you know, California,
everywhere.
Chicago, everywhere, you know. So it was just a adjustment period coming out here. All the lights and stuff, you know, that was new. Mm-hmm. You know,
For me too.
And then, you know, it got old, you know, strip. I used to go to the strip all the time, you know. New Year's Eve, I'm down there kicking it. You know, I ain't been to the strip New Year's Eve in probably about 15 years.
Same here, because every time I went, I almost get into a fight every time.
Yeah, so, you know.
Right.
But Louisiana is the South is good, man. And if you haven't never went, you know, I suggest you go and experience it.
Okay, I've definitely been down there, but just all basketball tournaments. All my traveling that I've done in my life had to do with basketball. Y'all have been to Houston a few times, been to Florida a few times, been to Utah, Arizona, all of that shit, Chicago a couple times. But all that was for basketball, so I never got to go out and like really experience these cities. All right, boom, we back. We just took a short break. My man had to change a diaper because we real fathers over here.
Real fathers.
A diaper needed to be changed. So, okay. I know you were just talking about, you know, being down in Louisiana. But I do want to ask you about the time before you became a UPS driver. I want to ask you about the barbershop, though.
Okay.
I need to know what was up with the barbershop, man. I want to know about that life.
We want to know about barbershop tours.
Okay. Yeah, who the fuck was barbershop Taris?
Barbershop Taris was a hoe.
I love it.
Yeah. My wife couldn't wait to get me out the barbershop. I ain't gonna even lie. You know, sorry, baby. But I cut a lot of hair. You know, I was good at what I did, you know.
Well, you good now. You cut my son's hair now.
Yeah, I had, you know, a lot of clientele, and man, there was so many women, you know. I got a word of advice. If you out there, don't let your woman bring her son to the barbershop, man, because we vultures, and I ain't gonna even lie. And it was 4 of us, and it was a lot of women came in there, and if all them women came in there, one of us got with one of them. We got with them, you know. I might have missed this one, but the other one got her, you know. I might have got this one, and the other one got the next one, you know. If they come to our chairs, we going to talk to them. And, you know, if you got the gift for gab, you going to score some. So, you know, it was good. I just lost the, you know, I don't know, the passion, you know.
I can understand that because that's what happened with me with, like, basketball and shit. Like, after a while, after you do something, like you said, 19 years,
yeah,
I've been playing like competitive sports since I was like 7.
Yeah.
So eventually, I got tired of running. Like, I ain't trying to run no more. I'm tired of practicing. I don't want to lift no weights. Not one more push up. But I want you to know, you just gave a mean public service announcement.
Yeah.
To every man in the world.
That's real.
They are never letting a woman take their kid to the barbershop by themselves ever again.
Yeah, they gonna get cut. I ain't gonna lie to you. And one more thing about the barbershop. When I got in it, I was 21, so I was young and dumb, and you know, I was real out there, you know. And an OG told me, barbershop basically is a fool's paradise, you know. And I'm going to say that by meaning we get cash every day. You understand? So, you know, it's not like we getting checks. When you come in, you pay your beautician cash money, you know. Same as you know, that do y'all dreads. So when you come in, you getting a haircut, you giving me how much I asked for, you know. And if you working and if you're a good barber, you might make $2 to $3 on a Saturday. You might make $400, you know, a day, you know. So you got that money coming in every day, all day, and 5 days a week. And me, I work from 9 to 9 because, you know, I have a party in the barbershop too. You know, I got my homeboys. You done been in there with me.
Oh, yeah.
I got my homeboys in there. After, you know, 6, you know, it's VIP now. Whoever that's cool with me coming in and getting a haircut.
Yeah, so you know, Wilborn, you know Barbershop Taris a little bit.
Yeah.
I never got Barbershop Taris. I missed that phase.
Yeah.
So by meaning it's a fool's paradise is if you don't take care of your money, because you have to understand, I can make $1,500 that week, but I have no retirement. So I got to put my money up, you know.
Right.
I got to do insurance. I got to put money for rainy days. I got to put money for bills, and I got to put money up for retirement.
It is completely different than like
Yeah.
being where we work at UPS, where automatically you got the option to just opt into a 401k, so you can save money without even having to think about it. Without having to think about it, you got your retirement.
Yes.
Without having to think about it, you getting a pension.
Yes.
And all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you know, I done seen barbers that's 65, 70 years old still cutting hair, you know, and they up there in the chair just looking like old boy from the barbershop, Cedric the Entertainer. Ain't got no customers, but they trying to make some money because they can't retire, man.
And they ain't got no insurance.
Yeah, ain't got no insurance or nothing. So, you know, it's a fool's paradise. If you don't take care of your money and do the right thing, you'll be working in the barbershop till you die, basically.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So I want to move on to my next question. And for people out there listening, I talk to these two dudes every single day on the phone.
Yeah.
Literally every day, okay? So my next question has to do with a hot topic that we cover all the time on what makes you an OG. So Wilborn, all right? So first let me start off. How long have you been with the company?
21 and a half years.
OG status, off top automatically. That's where I stand on that, all
Hey,
right?
but his shirt say triple OG. That shit is a lie.
I'm a double OG, but I got a shirt on that say triple because
So
I'm
hold
on my
on.
way.
So all right, so listen. So if the triple OG mean that's the 30, right?
Yes.
Then the double OG means that's the dub. So then 10 is just the OG.
Yes.
So
Okay.
so I'm gonna say this. So if you don't at least got the 10, you can't be an OG then.
Not at all. Not at all. In my eyes, because everybody has their own opinion of what an OG or a vet is to me.
Which is my next question. So what defines an OG to you in this company?
I'm going to say 10 years of doing the same job.
Okay.
So if you're doing it, you know, consistently, how they say it, you know, over and over and over. So if you're doing the same job for 10 years, then you a vet. You an OG in that game because you've done it for 10 years straight. So in my eyes, you got to have 10 years straight to be an OG.
Okay. All right. Taris, what do you consider an OG?
I was told lies, you know, about this OG shit. You know. I was told.
Who lied to you?
He was told different opinions.
Who lied to you?
Munt was the first one lied to me. You know, and you know.
You lied to him? What you told him?
I told him that for you to be an OG, you got to be topped out and have your own route.
I see where he goes. Okay.
But I heard it from somebody else. Then when I really sat back and thought about it, I was like, no, that's not OG status.
Nah.
Hey, man,
So how long have you been with the company, Taris?
7 years.
Okay.
Well, yeah, 7 years.
And I want to know, I give you all the time. always give you honorary OG status.
Yeah.
Even though you're not official OG status, you always get honorary OG status.
I'm definitely. I guess if y'all gonna say the 10 years, I'm definitely not an OG. But I'm a mentor. I'm a safety. I try to help all the young cats that come in be better, and let them know what not to do and what to do, and how to get make their job better, and how to stay under the radar. It's so many knuckleheads, man, that they wanna make a fuss, and they wanna let their chest out, man. You don't have to do that, man. Just do your job, man. Mind your business. Hey, it's a job first and foremost. And if they tell you, hey, do this, dude, you making overtime. Homie, it's money.
Definitely. And I think Taris get a lot of OG status too, because all he hang with is OGs. So he gets the status off top.
You get the honorary OG status from me is literally because of you being a mentor for so long. What was it? Because Wilborn, you got him into being a mentor. So how far?
Shout out to the Wilborn.
Yeah. So how far in were you when you became a mentor?
Probably like 2 years.
See, that's wild. So this is why I give you off top honorary OG status. So that means for the last 5 years, you've brought on so many drivers to help them be successful.
Yeah.
So that makes you an important person at the job, 1,000%.
Thank you.
So I do want to ask you though, Wilborn, because you were a mentor and then was like, fuck that. No more. I don't want to do that shit no more. So I want to ask you, why did you make the transition from being a mentor to being like, I don't think I want to do it no more?
Well, I love being a mentor because I love helping the new drivers come in. But what really got me was when Donald Jackson came at me and Taris and was like, oh, well, these guys is failing and we the reason. And I didn't like getting the blame for somebody that didn't want to do the work. Mm-hmm. So that kind of steered me the wrong way. And I just I went from good guy to bad guy. So me and Taris would play good cop, bad cop. So he was the good guy, I was the bad guy.
Like Shaw brother.
Yeah. So
almost.
I went that route. And then when they made some changes in safety and when I got Friendly demoted, I just, I passed the torch to Taris and said, you can have it, I'm out.
Did you say Friendly? You got demoted real Friendly?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go into that conversation.
Yeah, okay. I got demoted real Friendly. I was given the co-chair job of safety, the head of safety, to take over after Deshaun left. So they had me stay with Deshaun for like a week or so to learn all the co-chair stuff I needed to know. And then all of a sudden, I go upstairs and they're like, oh, well, Kevin Cook is going to be the co-chair and we want you to do Wellness Wednesdays. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm out. Okay. Like, how did I get demoted?
Listen, I won't ask you about all the sauce involved with that. But this is what I do know. You've been one of my biggest mentors, and it didn't have nothing to do with you being like me being in your mentor class or no shit like that. You've been one of the dudes who I've just always looked at before me and you got like cool because my boy said at first he was like, I don't know about J.Love. I don't know if I'm fucking with this dude yet.
Yeah, sometimes I read people and I can honestly say you don't always get it right. I read you wrong. Man, I can honestly say that not 90% of the time I'm right, but I was definitely wrong about J.Love. And Taris kept telling me, man, like, hey, man, you're reading it wrong. But I was so big-headed, I didn't hear it. I was just like, nah, man, I know what I see. I've been right 1,000 times. Just
right.
Not trying to hear what he was trying to say. So one day I just kind of sat back and I was just like, man, you know what? I got to listen to what he's saying and I got to take you for face value of what you're showing me. And I was just like, man, I'm just being a dickhead for no reason at all. So, while we on this mic, my apologies.
No, you good. Because I want to say,
I had your back, man.
Oh, for sure. I appreciate you. Yeah. You never, not once, I can think of not one time where you came off as like, you not fucking with me. It was just like we recognized each other from afar.
Definitely.
It was like, I've definitely seen a homie in the building and like, see how he get down. But I was never like I was telling, for me, this is what it was. For me, I was telling Mike Peterson last episode, like the new guys aren't going to just come up to you guys because when the new guys get to the building, like, if you a cool dude, you just automatically like, it's like being in high school. If you a cool dude, once you get to high school, you automatically notice who all the popular kids are.
Right.
You know who that dude is on campus, right?
Definitely.
So when I got there, it was like, all right, well, I'm new, and I only fuck with the dudes who I came in my class with. But you can see out and see like, all right, who's the man in here? You can see the group of dudes where it's like, all right, well, these is the motherfuckers up in here, right? And I was telling Peterson, I just about to go, like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, I'm J.Love. How are you? Like, you got to give, like, hey, you got to let things happen naturally. So what I was doing is I just peeked from afar. Like I was saying, I was watching you and, all the guys we talked to, Mike Smith, Diamond, all them dudes. I just watched y'all from afar. And whenever we did have words, it was never nothing bad. It was always like good advice.
Always.
It was always good advice. So you've always like had good words of encouragement and good advice for me to be able to continue my career here. And you saved me before. So so I'm gonna go ahead and tell that story.
Definitely.
So I remember, man, when I don't know how long I had been dropping, but it was in my early years. And I had been doing like 250 in a 700 for like 8 months straight. Every day.
Every day.
In a 700, though. For people that don't know what a 700 is, that's an ice cream truck. That's
packed out.
That's an ice cream truck filled with like 400 packages. So one day I was like, I just reached my limit. I'm like, nope. Fuck everything. Donald, bring your ass out here right now. I can't do nothing. I can't sleep. I'm confused. Everything's, I had like a mental breakdown out there. And then Wilborn comes up in the truck, like, it ain't looking too good in here today.
There was a lot in there still. I'm like, what have you been doing all day?
I just remember like holding my hand in my arm, man, like, dog, this ain't it, man. Like, I just give up. I don't think I could do this no more, man. And then what I really remember, man, and this is why I never told you, but I got so much love for you and Donald, man, because y'all did something that I do. And that's when situations are like real tough.
Right.
Is y'all are able, like, you didn't necessarily make jokes, but y'all were funny when y'all pulled up. Like, I'm mad as shit, and I'm like, dude, I want to quit. But then you and Donald, like, y'all laughing. Like, hey, yeah, it's fucked up, little nigga, but listen, you're going to be all right, man. We going to take you back, and then you're going to bring your ass back tomorrow, and then we're going to do it again.
Yeah, go home, shake it off. Yeah. You're going to be good, yeah.
And come
Shout
back.
out for Donald for that, because Donald was just like, hey, I'm going to take him in the car. We're gonna give him the rest of the day off, but he going to come back tomorrow. But I need you to handle that route. I said, hey, man, say less. I got it. I was like, J.Love, a good dude. He been knocking this stuff out. So I was like, hey, man, I can handle it, no problem. So
Word.
But
Word.
yeah, you always been a man of your word, man, and you make it happen, man. And you was always respectful to me every time you came and spoke to me. So it was like when we came out there, I ain't had no problem taking over the work and doing it, even though it was a lot still.
It was a lot.
It was still a lot of stuff.
It was like 100 something, like $150.
Yeah, and then Donald sent a few people to come and help me, so we got through it. It was all good. But you came back the next day strong. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it was all good, man.
Yeah, that's what I tell people on the show all the time. Like, hey, man, if you do this, if you really about this job, man, you're gonna have some type of mental or emotional breakdown, and you just gotta, if you're lucky. Like I was, you'll have somebody like Wilborn or Mike Peterson or somebody who's like somebody that you really respect that'll come and like look out for you and be like, hey, dude, like be able to coach you through it.
Right.
And you was definitely there for me in that situation. So once again, I definitely appreciate that.
No problem.
But I do want to talk about how this OG debate even started.
Well, the OG thing is started because we had a conversation with a rookie one day out there, and I was giving him the information, and he told me my information was wrong. And I told him, I said, no, I've been here a long time. I know what I'm talking about. And he said, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to ask the OG Taris. And that just rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, man, I didn't talk Taris everything he know, even with the mentoring and everything. I'm like, man, I've been here 20 years. What you mean you gonna go ask the OG like I'm some rookie or something? So that's kind of how it started. So I just kind of figured that Taris, because that was the second person that said that to me. I thought Taris was going around taking my seniority and using it, I thought he was going around telling people he been here 20 years and I only been here 7. So I just went to Taris, is just like, hey man, are you going around telling people that you the OG and that, you higher than me? Like, did you take my 20 years and put it on your back? And Taris is like, no. So I was like, hey, man, you need to go tell that youngster that, hey, who I am. Like, let him know who I am. And Taurus was like, all right, since you my boy, I got you. But when he went over there, the guy told Taurus, hey, I don't care what he talking about. You still my OG.
Hey, then he come like, hey man, you gonna let him say? I say, man, I told him what you wanted me to tell him, man. He just said what he said. I can't stop that.
And listen, I will say, like, it's still interesting to me because it still happens. Like, new dudes come in the building, and Taurus, to these new dudes, you like fucking Black Jesus in this joint, man.
He triple OG.
Listen, it's fascinating to me because, like, hey, whatever we need, whatever we want to know, we gonna go find Taurus and ask him. I'm like, dude. Listen, I don't know if he done pulled the wool over your eyes, but you obviously giving out good information. Because you go follow drivers, right? You do a lot of the safety shit. You like, as far as I'm concerned, like it's you and D False who are the heads of like mentoring. It's y'all two.
And see, I'm gonna tell you some real shit though. The reason I brought Taurus in as a mentor because he was a new driver, and I figured that he can tap in with all the new drivers, and because he was the top mapper in our building. Like, this dude can map a route out better than anybody that I knew. And I was like, if we can bring him in to show the new drivers how to do that, because you guys are relying on technology, but when that technology shuts down, you're going to need to know how to run this route off paper. And he was really, 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 really good at it. So I was just like, if he can teach everybody this, he can go a long way. So that was the reason why I wanted him as a mentor, because he could teach things that I didn't know. I wasn't a real mapper like that, you know. So I did map in our early days, but he came in and mastered it. So I was just like, well, let him teach the mapping part, and then I'll teach everything else.
Right.
So that was why I brought him in.
I will say this, Taurus. All right, when you teaching somebody new, and you over on the computer showing them how to map something out, I dig that. I respect that.
Thank you.
But when you are over there mapping out a route that you done did a million times, you wasting computer space.
Okay.
You wasting computer time that other motherfuckers need to get on the computer.
I got you, but I don't even map out no more.
Finally,
it's very seldom that I map a route out. I'll probably map some shit out on the Saturday because I want everything that, and like I tell everybody, only reason why I map stuff out like that every day and all day is because I really want to know exactly how many streets I got in this neighborhood, and I can see it. It's visual on that visor, that I can see what I'm doing all day. I don't have to look at the diet all the time. And 9 times out of 10, everybody that I train on mapping don't even use this shit, And you know what I'm talking about, Wilborn.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, hey man, I'm just wasting my breath by showing y'all this, because at the end of the day, when they done with their 30 days and they put them out there on something that they don't know, Taurus, can you help me map this out? Dude, I taught you this.
True that.
So they don't pay attention anyway, most of them. Some of them get it, It's a couple of them. I give a shout out to a couple of them, They get it, but some of them, they just like he said, they so caught up in this technology, like the cradle gonna give you the GPS, but they don't understand. They fail to understand. Some of them do. You fail to understand that cradle will take you out of this neighborhood into another neighborhood, and you still have streets in this neighborhood. So you coming back an hour and a half later to do the same thing you was just in an hour ago.
Right. And while the map was useful, because that's how I learned how to drive. Because I'm a vet now, so I learned all the old ways of how to learn how to drive. Like the board don't tell you what you're doing, the truck tell you what you're doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't, when I started driving, it wasn't no GPS. So the map was tremendous for me because now I do anything. I could do any route just off of block numbers. That was the one thing that I got from maps, is how to read block numbers. So I could do whatever just based off damn block numbers, right? But I do know what you mean, because it's wild now that like dudes will come back to the building, or a dude will drop a route and be like, "Oh, my cradle died. Well, I can't. The cradle don't work. I can't do this route." What you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Right. But they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. Like you said, you know the block numbers. They don't even know what block numbers is.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. That's the crazy thing. They have no clue because they haven't been taught like that. UPS has this whole new system now, and that's all they want to know. They don't care about the old way. So if that cradle dies or whatever, they are lost. Like you said, they bring the whole route back. I can't do it. I have no cradle.
Can I get another dyad?
Yeah.
When I first started, that was infuriating for me because I'm like, dude, why do they just get it so easy? Why did I have to struggle and want to murder something? And y'all just get to be like, all right, it's okay. You can just go home, and we'll have somebody that knows how to do it the other way. We'll just have them do it. Frustrating.
And that's how I learned a lot of routes. You know, I could say probably about 40 routes in Red Rock when it was all together. 40, 45, probably about 45, you know, because they knew, hey, Taris gonna map his route out, so he's gonna know everywhere he's going, and he's gonna get the business done and stuff. So they put me on anybody route. Viner, Kendrick Rice, Gil Myers.
And that's another reason why I give you OG status, because all them routes suck. All them routes is terrible.
Shout out to CJ, but he said, man, they put him on Viner route, and he got murdered. They never put him on the east side again.
Okay. I hate the east side, by the way.
Hey, as do I, man. People over there, y'all cool, but to deliver, that shit is terrible.
Real terrible.
Okay. So moving on. So I want to ask both of you guys how you guys' family feel about what you do for a living. Taris, I've been asking Wilborn to go first. Why don't you take the lead?
First. My wife love it. You know, hey, this is a good job, man. You're making 100 and something thousand a year. So money is not an object, you know. It's not a problem, you know. I have no money problems, you know. And if you are working at UPS and you having money problems, you need to check your financial situation and better it, you know, because none of us should be having financial problems.
I agree with that.
And you know, by me being a provider. My wife works. She's a good saver. Y'all know that. Both of y'all. You know?
1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
But by me being able...
I need a loan, Miss Tish, when you hear this.
Yeah, by me
and Wilborn been talking about it. Like coming to see you.
Yeah.
Just keep the interest rate low for us, stuff.
By me being able to, you know, to provide like I provide, she can, you know, do a lot of stuff, man. And, you know, it's been good, man. It's got me... everything I want, you know. I came in, I got a house, you know. I got a family, my son, you know, and I can take care of everything, you know. So I love the job, you know. I just hate the summertime.
So tell me about your mom though, man. How does Ma Dukes feel? How has your transition into becoming a UPS driver affected you guys' relationship?
Me and my mom, my whole family is best friends, you know. Munton been around us, you know, so he know how we interact with each other. But me and my mom, we always been tight. My sister always been tight. And they proud because they knew when I was ready to be done with the barbering. So they was hoping, you know, I find something that, you know, lift me up and get me on my feet. You know, I had a little tragic. I ain't gonna talk about it on this pod, but I had a little tragic in the barbershop, so they know, and they was hoping that, you know, I get something that, you know, can, you know, maintain my lifestyle, and it done boom my lifestyle. So, you know, they proud, you know, they happy, they glad, you know.
Okay.
Both of them.
Okay.
All of them. Nieces, everybody, you know.
Right.
I'm like the triple OG for real.
Oh, yeah.
There you're OG for sure. For sure.
Say, I know my kids love what I do, like I say, because pretty much, you know, they know if they get good grades, they get whatever they want. So
whatever they want.
They get whatever they want. So that's a beauty of this job.
Let me chime in. Don't mean to cut you off, but I have to. Taris, you know about this. Mm-hmm. So, Wilborn, what you talking about, you know, if your kids do what they're supposed to do, they get whatever they want. My dumb ass, I told my son, I'm like, hey, son, as many A's as you get in school, I'll give you $100. Off top, Taris was like, motherfucker, that's way too much money.
Way too much.
I'm like, he ain't about to get 5. He ain't about to get straight A's, bruh. This motherfucker come home 5 A's, still ain't paid him.
Hey, you owe him, dog, man. Hey, I'm fighting for you to pay him.
Yeah, pay that man.
Pay that man his money.
Pay that man. Pay that man.
I don't know if you ever saw Rounders, but that's where I got that from. The Rush.
Yeah.
Pay that man his money. He beat me fair and square.
Listen, he gonna get his just due, but he get all the games. He got the Xbox upstairs. He got the Switch.
I told him $20.
Oh yeah,
$20. No, man, I'll give him $100. I'm like, all right, it's gonna come back to bite you.
He surprised the hell out of me. Motherfucker came back, popped the report card open. Look at this, nigga. You owe me 500 of these. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh shit, we gonna renegotiate. That 500 gonna be on pause.
like my son come and tell me that the kids at his school say he rich because he got everything. He got all the game systems. You know, he's always looking fresh at school. You know, so they say he rich, but so my son love it though.
Yeah.
He love what I do. My wife loves it. You know, she brags at work too. You know, especially from our insurance. She be killing them at work with that. Like, oh, we got A1 insurance, and they be like, how's that? And she's like, my husband. So I know my wife loves it.
My parents, how's that?
Yeah, my parents love it because you know it took me away from the street life. So they definitely love what I do. And then my mom. You know, she worked for the post office. You know what I'm saying? So she doing, you know, the post office stuff. So I know she be telling a lot of people at her job what I do. You know, sometimes when I go, if they have like company picnics or something and I show up, they be looking at me like the ops and you know. I'll be like, yeah, the UPS in the building, you know. But it's all love though. Everybody love what I do. And I love it myself, you know, just coming from up the way I came and knowing that I could make this type of money, just knocking on your door, leaving the box and then going, you know. When we was kids, you know, we used to call that nigga knocking, you know. So to get paid this type of money to knock on your door and run, even though I ain't running, but, you know, it's easy money, man. I like it. And one thing I do love about the job is that I get to meet different people all the time. That's the one thing I do love about the job is that the perks that come with it, with the people that you meet while you're out on route.
So since you brought it up, and that's it's a further down question, but since you brought it up, I ask you now. So what can you say that you've learned from meeting all these people? Because then also too, man, you like you said, 21 years. So, bro, that's thousands of new faces
all the time.
That's thousands of new faces over the time of your career. So what can you say? Like maybe you've. And I'm gonna ask you the same thing that because you were pretty. No, I'm not gonna say you're a super positive person. I'm gonna tell the truth. Fuck that. Nah, you supreme hater, dog. So I will ask you though. So the same question I asked Mike Peterson. What is something that out of all these people that you've met and have come in contact with that you find is like a pet peeve, like something you don't like? About that, a lot of people have in common. That's like something a lot of people do rubs you the wrong way.
Asking me what's in the box.
I hate that question.
I don't know what's in your box.
I hate that shit too.
You ordered it. I have no clue. I just know the name on the box and the address. I have no clue what's in your box. So my pet peeve is what's in the box and my dog don't bite. That's number 2.
I just hit you with that when you came in my door too.
The dog don't know me.
Right.
He got teeth. He'll bite. That's how I look at it. I've been bit once out of the years. I've been driving almost 19 years. So, yeah, man, that rubs me the wrong way. Just get your dog, man. That's it. Get your dog.
Okay. Taris, what about you? Tell me something, but you don't want to hear something positive, though, about what have you gotten positive from meeting all these people? Because this is why I asked this, too. So, for people listening that don't know, if Taris was your friend, you couldn't go nowhere in the city and somebody don't know who he is. Literally everywhere I go with this dude is some random motherfucker that just like pops out the corner. Hey, what's up, Taris? What's up, man?
And he know their name.
And he know them. So what have you learned about meeting all these people?
Okay, say I go deliver a package, and I did this a couple times, but I did this to one dude, you know, and he wasn't at home, right? So I knew it was a critical care package, you know.
Mm-hmm. And for people that don't know what that is, a critical care package is a package that's critically important. All right, like I said. So mainly
Life or death.
it's life or death. So it's like important medicine.
So, you got to sheet it up because I needed a signature. So I wrote on it my phone number, and I told him, I know this package is important, and call me when you get home. So he called me, and I was like, all right, I'll bring it through when I'm finished with the rest of my route, because it was far. So I brought it through, and he was like, hey, shook my hand, gave me a hug. This before pandemic, though, shook my hand, gave me a hug. You saved my life, man. This was my cancer medicine, And he called in, and a month later, I got Employee of the Month because he called in and, told about it, So, that right there is positive, knowing that you helping somebody or you making somebody day by giving them something,
This is why I got this look on my face.
What?
Wilborn, why are we on the pod learning shit about this dude right now? Like, we ain't been his homie for forever. Did you know that?
No, he's new. This is a new.
No, hold on.
Brand new right
Daniel,
Brand new guy.
shout out to Daniel, but when we was all at Red Rock, Daniel did it at the PCM. Y'all be at the PCM. It was a long time ago, but
now. Yeah, I'm about to say, sometimes I'll be in the truck.
Hey,
Right.
that was before we was really, on the phone every day.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah, I did that a couple times, just, let them know.
Okay. I ain't never did that.
I went back a few times for people,
I didn't have to do it, but, it's
I am Mr. When they send a message in the board, please go back. Nope. I'm notorious for that. I can't do that, man. I was there already. I should have been home, dog. But I would like, though, because usually they'll be good about it. Like when they send a message out like, hey, we need to go back. If you don't say that you about to save somebody's life or this is important, if I have to go back for some jewelry,
phone,
or you want a shirt or some shit like that, nah, dog, I'm upset. I ain't doing it.
Like yesterday, hey, could you redeliver it? No, I'm not redelivering a phone.
It depends on how far you are, but I will say I'll give them my number and tell them they can come get it.
No, that makes sense. I ain't mad
Give
at
them my
that.
number. You can come pick it up where I'm at, but I ain't going out my way.
So that brings something up. So I remember before, like at the beginning, they didn't have it to where people order something and then you could track the driver,
Right.
bruh. So how do y'all feel about that, man? Because sometimes it's cool, like on a heavy day, and somebody just pull up and they like, hey, you got something for me? I'm like, cool. But a lot of the times, I don't like that, man. I don't like people just knowing, like, being able to follow me all day.
Right, to track where you at.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You know what? It has its goods and its bads. Like, I don't like it because somebody could be mad and try to do something to me. But I do love it when the woman is beautiful and she get out the car and I get to see how beautiful she looks. I love every bit of that. So, I mean, it has its ups and downs. So,
Taris, how you feel about it?
It's hey, y'all know me, man. I'm people friendly, man. So popping up on me is not no big deal. I'm what's up, man? I'm Mr. Hello, how you doing? Like you say, when you was new, you didn't go to all. I went to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, man? So. It don't bother me.
See, that makes sense now too, man. Because he from the South, he just going up to y'all. What's up? I'm from L.A. Nah,
that's how
man.
they are in the South. Everybody speaks.
Don't just come say what's up to motherfuckers. He might have something for you and it ain't friendly.
Hey, but don't get it twisted. Like I told my homeboys I took down there, I was like, don't get it twisted. All these cats that's speaking will put you in a ditch. if you tripping, they will put you in a ditch.
Right.
Take you to the woods. They nice, they hospitable, but they will put you in the they do you dirty like these West Coast cats will do you.
Okay. So this is good because we get two different opinions right now. We get somebody super seasoned. We got Laurie seasoning over here, and then we got fresh from the store seasoning right now with this next question. So, Mom, being a vet, right, what are some of the challenges that you face as a seasoned driver, as a veteran driver?
Say that one more time.
What are some of the challenges you face as a seasoned driver, as a veteran driver?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. That's tough to answer, man. Right now, where I'm at, man, I don't have any really challenges besides my load, man. Really,
Okay.
I just my challenges every day is the load quality that we have at UPS. They horrible. It's
Okay.
bad, man. That's my challenge every day. Is
I will say,
my load quality is trash.
if that's your biggest challenge, hey, blessings. You done made it.
Well, I only say this because I've been through it for so long. Like all the other challenges, I've been through them. Mm-hmm. I've been past them. You know, it doesn't even bother me now. The only thing that really bothers me now is just my load. Like I got an easy route. You know, I deliver to my own house. I go home. I got it's sweet. I ain't got no pickups. All residential.
Right.
Like it's smooth. I know what time I'm gonna get off every day.
Right.
You know, I get to be at home every night with my kids and my wife. I mean, I really ain't got no challenges at work because I've been doing it for so long. It becomes second nature. It's real easy to me.
Right. See, I think that's important. That's an important question because I think if a new driver hears that, right, and both of y'all know the challenges as a new driver, it's way worse than just my load ain't good today. So if they hear a vet say, "Hey man," eventually it gets to a point to where, "Hey man, the biggest problem you're gonna have all day is, oh damn, they just didn't load me up good." That's a good day.
Yeah.
That's still a good day.
Because back then, you know, one of the challenges is okay, how many stops they gave me today? You be like, oh, I'm gonna be out here all day with that stops. Like to me now, it don't matter how much you give me. I know I can get it done. I just done it so much. I mean, I done had Christmas times where I did 492 stops.
Hold on. All right. Apologize for the break. My pregnant dog down here. So if y'all hear, please excuse my dog. All right. So then where I was at?
Well,
Challenges.
Okay.
So I was talking about stops, and I was like, you know, that used to be the bigger challenge back in the day, just knowing how many stops you had. And then, like I said, I done 492 stops in a day. So when I come in and I see 200 or 250, I ain't over there like nervous and, oh, I'm going to be out all night and, babe, I'm going to be home late. Like my wife know the job already, so it's all good. But the stops don't matter to me.
Okay.
Like I know I can get it done. I know what I can do. So that challenge is out the way already. So now, like I said, when I come in every day, it's just more about my load.
Right.
My load mess up my day because I like to be organized.
Okay.
So that's the only challenge that I really have.
Taurus, what about you, man?
That ain't even my challenge because I'm like Mike Smith. You know, I don't go to the truck till 9,
Yeah,
10. You know,
you like me.
I'm going to work around it. But my challenge right now is since I started so late, you know, damn, am I going to be able to, you know, keep on doing this for another 15 years, 14 years? I got like 15, 14 before I hit 20. Well, 20. I think 15 I'll be 22 years. So I got another 14 to do this, man. So, hey, man, I'm not no spring chicken no more, you know. So my challenge is
health
and, you know, am I going to be able to do this and sustain this, you know, feeling that I feel right now. So the job is like Monk said, once you get it, it's easy. You know what you're doing. You know how many stops. I remember like 220 when I first started at like 3:00, and I'm only at 120, and I still got 100. And I'm like, God damn, I know Donald finna trip. You know, am I gonna get some help? You know, we was like, is they gonna send me help? Can I get some help? I don't need help now. So the job is easy. Am I going to be able to sustain this as I get older, you know?
That's a very important statement you just made because for me, like, you know, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
And I'm already like it was fucked up because Deshaun told me one day, he was like, hey, J.Love, you got like 2 years left, bruh, and your body going to shit. And I'm like, fuck you, Deshaun. I'm gonna be fresh forever. But every day when I get off, I feel it like, damn, I still feel good, but I know it's right around the corner where my body's about to be like, hey man, come on, man. We need to slow it down, hang it up. Like we need to. So that's something that I'm in the same boat as you. Like that's mainly what my challenges are is, all right, man, we got to make sure that we can maintain your health because I still got 20 to go.
Yeah.
So I got to make sure I'm able to continue doing this shit for 2 more decades.
Yeah, and I want to speak on Mr. 492, I was on the phone with him, he was trying to get that 500. That was peak season, he wanted that 500. And he was 492, and they wouldn't give him them extra stops.
Yeah, they wouldn't give me 8 stops, man. That made me mad, man, that I didn't make the list because they wouldn't give me 8 stops, man. Literally 8 stops is all I needed, man. Taurus, no, I was hot that night, man. I needed 8 stops, and nobody would give me 8 stops. And like the closest friends that I had 2-3 stops left, and I'm like, nah, man, I need 8. Nobody had 8.
They could have just pulled them together. Something,
man. Let me see something up in the building.
Right.
Nothing. They wouldn't give me the 8, man.
That would have been cool. You could have just shooted something up in the building.
Man, but they was hating, man. They didn't want Wilborn name on the list.
After that, he never wanted to do 500 again.
Never again.
No, I'm not doing it.
Okay. So next I want to ask, what is the wildest shit that's done happened to you while you've been doing this job? What's like either something wild that happened to you or the craziest shit you've seen while you've been out delivering?
Okay, I'll give you the craziest shit I've seen. The craziest shit I've seen is, on Cheyenne, they have the small airplane spot.
Yeah.
Where the airplanes go. So on the route that I had, I used to deliver on Jones in between Cheyenne and Smoke Ranch. And the planes fly really, really low right there. Well, I was like 2 streets over, and one of those planes crashed into a house, literally, while I was 2 streets over from it. Like, I could see the plane come down, hit the house and everything. It was crazy. That was the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life.
You could have been them 2 streets over.
I could have been delivering to that house while it was coming down. But thank God I was only 2 streets over. That's the crazy. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but by far that was the craziest because I delivered to that house 100 times.
Just think if your load had been bad and you would have been 10 minutes behind.
Definitely. And it was a house on Jones. They rebuilt it now so you wouldn't even see it, but it was burnt down for a long time.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
A plane crash.
Yeah.
Taurus, what about you?
The craziest shit I done seen, I was on DJ Hollingsworth route. And I'm in the new, these new houses. And I hit the corner, and I'm finna turn down another street. But I look ahead of me, and it's this little ass, at least, it got to be like 1-year-old baby in the middle of the street. And I'm like, I know I'm doing a job, but I cannot just turn this corner and leave that baby in the damn street.
Yeah, like Dave Chappelle on the stand-up. Hey, baby.
Right.
So I park the truck and I get out and, I don't even know the baby name. So, I'm like, hey, baby, for real. Like Dave Chappelle. No, I'm just telling you, I don't know the baby name. So this is how I'm addressing it. Hey, baby,
He did it like Trey on Boys in the Hood.
Like, hey, baby, where your parents at? And the baby trying to come to me, but it's COVID season. So I really don't want to touch the baby, but I don't want to, let the baby keep getting in the street. And then he's trying to get by my truck. I'm like, hey, no, come on, let's walk over here. And the dude come out. I'm like, man, you got to. Oh man, I don't know how he got out my door. I'm like, man, a baby 1-year-old in the middle of the street. That could have been tragic. That was the crazy shit I done seen. That was the Boys in the Hood moment for real.
Yeah,
Keep them babies out the street.
You know what? It's not I won't say wild, but I'll say a frustrated thing that used to happen to me. Because now my route is in like it ain't really a lot of kids out. But kids would always try to Back to the Future my truck, man.
Yeah. All
the time, dog. And part of me would be like, hey, that's some young fly shit. I understand it. Y'all live your life. That's some fly shit to do. But then when it's your truck, you like, bruh, I'll kill you. You might die. Like that's one of the things that started happening. Like I knew I was old now because if you 16, 17, shit, even if you like 20, you like, hey, Back to the Future was dope. Let me go ahead, hold on to the back of the truck, and just ride on my skateboard or something.
While you bringing that up, I ain't gonna lie, I did a kid dirty one time like that. I promise you.
What you did?
Because we got the camera in the back, right? And I told the kids to stay away from the truck. So when I started up to pull off, he was running after it to try to jump on it while I'm going. So my ass hit the brakes. And he smacked the back of it. And I parked it and got out, and I said, I told you to stay away from this truck. Go on and take your butt back home. And he ran off crying, and I just pulled off. I said, that's what he get.
See, that's why I said earlier, no, I'm not going to ask you no positive question. I'm going to keep it 100, dog. I know you for real, dog.
I had to get him, man. It was itching, man. I done some stuff in the truck before that you shouldn't be done. Like, you know, when it rains out here in Las Vegas, you know, we get those puddles, right?
Yeah.
Man, I had to do it one day, man. There was a dude riding a bike on the sidewalk, dog. I had to get him, man. I splashed water all on him. Splashed him.
On purpose?
Yes, on purpose. Yes.
I was on the phone with him one time and
Splashed him.
And the dude, the little kid was out there shooting, you know, the Nerf guns, but they stick to the truck. Mm-hmm. And it's stuck to his truck.
Yeah, the dude shot my truck and it stuck on the little kid.
He kept going. Like, I ain't even getting him.
You ain't getting him back?
Nah, he ain't getting that back.
Yeah. King Petty.
Thanks for the dark. We're going to ride around until it fall off. But you ain't getting that back.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, geez.
Oh, the wildest shit, though. You know, I got to do
Here we
that.
go. It started.
Knock on the door, and this lady opened up, and she ain't got nothing but some panties on, man. And I ain't even need a sig. I really was finna drop the package, but hey, I saw that. Hey, I need a signature
All day.
Can I get a signature? And I'm just looking down, like, damn, you know. That was the wildest shit, you know. And we all probably had some of that, you know.
Yeah, that's why I used to.
Yeah.
I used to wear shades a lot because you could just, you know, you could stare at things because can't nobody see you.
No, I didn't even
What?
hide
I
that
let him
shit.
know I'm looking.
You just,
I won't even look up.
I ain't even hide it. I was like, hey, you need a signature.
You came to the door like that, I'm going to look.
Yeah. And
I love it.
They
Keep
wanted
doing
you. They wanted you to look.
Ladies, if you listen and keep opening the door like that, I love it. Thank you.
listen. I definitely love it too, but I'm gonna throw some shades on now, and I'm gonna just look discreetly. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, the wildest thing, I've been invited in, but we ain't gonna tell that story.
Oh yeah, I've been listen. No, I said on Pop before. I've been invited in several times.
Oh yeah,
several times. But you know, allegedly, I've never gone in. You feel me?
Definitely.
Allegedly, I'll always do the right thing, as every driver should always do the right thing. Don't go up in there, man.
Not at all. Don't risk your job.
Don't risk your job.
You know that brown is cold.
Hey, and I want to talk about that too, man. I'm glad you said that. See, that's why you my boy, man. You just you be saying wizard shit.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah. So I want to know because people that don't do this job don't know the power of the brown, dog. Mm-hmm. And it was wild. I'll tell you, the first time I realized, it's something to this uniform. So I remember getting off work, and I used to go to one of my homies' house that lived by me. And I used to always go to this dude's house and drink a little bit, and then, you know, boom, come back home. I go to his house, we, you know, let some steam off, and then boom, I get back to the crib. So I remember one day I get pulled over, and I shouldn't have been driving because I had way too many. But he lived, you know how it is, like when you live, like, hey, I'm around the corner, I'm gonna just go ahead. So it was one of them dumb decisions I did. So obviously I shouldn't have been driving, and the cop pulled me over, and he know I'm loaded, but the uniform, he's like, oh, you a UPS driver. Oh, man, listen, you probably shouldn't have been driving, but I'm sure you had a long day, and you live right here, man. Just go ahead, man. Just make sure you make it home safe. And then I remember getting home and being like, what the fuck? That for sure should have been a DUI right there.
All day.
God
all day.
Damn.
But they love us, though, man. I done got off plenty of tickets, man. And they always got a buddy that worked there or say, oh, man, and they say, don't throw your back out. That's what they always tell me.
Yeah.
So
I done pulled up, got stopped, and, you know, he was like, oh, you getting off? Yeah, man. I had a long day. All right, man. Slow it down.
Yeah.
Keep going, you know. So that brown is a cold piece.
yeah, man, it is. It helped me out during the pandemic.
Shout out to all the cops.
I forgot to register my truck, man. I was driving around for like 5 months with no registration and got pulled over on the way home during the pandemic. And he was like, man, you fresh off work? I'm like, yeah. He's like, man, but you ain't registered this truck. I was like, man, I swear I did. He was like, well, you didn't. I was like, well, I live right around the corner. He was like, well, you just drive safe, man. He was like, we appreciate what y'all do.
Yeah.
He was like, but just register that truck. I was like, thank you, man. But
So-
I done got off plenty of tickets.
Another thing that comes along with authorities respecting the brown uniform, the ladies respect the fuck out the uniform, bro.
Yes, it is.
That was a surprise to me as well. It was like Day from next Friday. My pussy game done went
Way up.
as soon as the uniform came on. I'm like, I wasn't expecting this.
It's like you pulling up in a Bentley.
It is like that.
And you pull up in the Bentley, they looking. That's for sure.
Well, I'm a married man, so I don't know nothing about that.
Just because you married, it don't mean women don't notice, motherfucker.
Yeah, they notice, but hey.
We
ain't be able to turn them down.
Listen, we're not gonna say your nickname among the fellas.
Okay,
but Miss Tish, I'm gonna say it for you. This is absolutely the one dude you ain't got shit to worry about.
Nothing
at all.
Nothing at all.
At all.
Yeah, I ain't barbershop Taris no more.
Yeah, that motherfucker died. I wish I knew him, but
he left him in the past for sure.
Yeah, he died a long time ago.
The jersey hung up.
Yeah, I got it. It's in my closet, man. And you ain't never getting it back. I might as well just go ahead and burn that joint. That's what
don't burn it out. I need it. I need to see it one day.
No.
I might just want to look at it, bring back memories.
He might want to come out of retirement.
When TJ get older, I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah, give it to him.
Okay.
Like, this is what your daddy wore.
Your daddy was number 17, so you going to wear 17. Okay. So I do want to ask y'all something too, right? I want to ask if y'all noticed this. I asked Mike Peterson on the last interview. Have y'all noticed the culture shift that's happened at our building specifically? Because both of y'all was at Red Rock with me. We was all at Red Rock together.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, Taris, you came over immediately when the building opened. Did you come over, or did it take you a while to get over here?
I missed the first two peak because I was a cover, so I couldn't come over here until I was really full time,
Okay.
But
okay.
I got over here as a cover driver when pandemic started. Right. So I missed both of the peak seasons over here. I just got over here when, the last peak and then when they went to pandemic.
Okay. Because I opened the building. I was one of the drivers that opened the building. And I remember you coming over a little bit later. So how do y'all feel about the change that's happened? Because when me and Mike Peterson were talking, like me and him were in agreement. There might not be no other building like the building that we're at, where everybody is super cool, where the supervisors is cool, and it's not the same as it was 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? And what do y'all think? What do you think is the main contributor to that? Do you think it's like maybe supervision, or is it like the core group of guys that are there that make the building such a good experience for everybody else?
Well, I'm going to chime in on that. I'm going to say it's the group of guys plus the pandemic. I really give the pandemic a lot of credit because we lost so many lives. I think people just started really opening their eyes and looking at things a lot differently. So I think the pandemic, and then, like you said, we got a lot of vets in our building. Mm-hmm. So I would say it's the guys and the pandemic for me. Okay. Why the transition of change in management and in drivers.
Okay. Taris, what about you?
I want to say, the core guys for sure, but the pandemic, when the pandemic first started, I was with you when we got shifted to their, they opened the pandemic. The pandemic happened, they opened the building back open, so I was one of the first. I was like you, I was one of them guys that came in then, he stayed at Red Rock, and then he came over later. But, dude, the warehouse was full. The back, you remember where all them trucks at? Mm-hmm. That shit was full of packages, boxes. It was even like that over at the Red Rock before they opened it.
Yeah.
So we was going out with hella stops, and they was pushing us. Mm-hmm. So I think they saw that and was like, hey, man, these dudes are above and beyond. So, that brought the morale down. Then it had to be brought up, as we finished the pandemic, or kept going through it, Stops kept getting lower. And, we done had 3 center managers. You know?
And I think the one we got now is the coolest one that we had. I think he sets the example. of just being the guy that shoots out jokes and take jokes all day. He makes it fun to come to work in the morning. So I do want to give a shout out to Brad for being super cool,
Right.
And just and running his building the way he want to run it. I think it's smooth the way he's doing it, and the group of supervisors that he got up under him is are pretty laid back and cool as well. Like they understand it. Like some of them are new for me because I've been there so long. So they give me a mutual respect because of how long I've been doing the driver job, and I think that is super cool, man. They didn't come in like pit bulls, like Clipboard John was at one time. You know, they didn't come in like that. So, and even he mellowed out. Like
he mellowed out a lot. You know, I felt sorry for
cool.
him at the end because, you know, he was the center manager and shit. It was wicked. You had cats. I remember the dude quit and went to the post office, and, you know, he was like, dude, he was going through it, you know, at the end. So, yeah, he mellowed out. And like he's saying, all the new supervisors, they knew. So they came in with the right attitude, not, hey, I'm Big Shit Willie, and you going to do this.
Right.
And you going to do this. And it's the way you talk to people. So if you talk to a person, you know, with respect, then you're going to get respect, you know?
I agree with that 1,000%. And I said it before, but my favorite shit, dog, is getting there in the morning and being in the office with everybody talking shit to Brad, and then Brad saying shit back. That's because both of y'all be there. That is some of the funniest shit that happens all day. And it's cool, man, because usually when you go to a job, there's a certain separation. Like, whoever the person in charge is makes it known, like, hey, bruh, I'm over you. Or, hey, like, they try to make it seem like they better than you or some shit like that. And Brad came in here and he said he was going to do stuff, and he actually did the shit he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
And then not only did he do the shit that he said he was going to do, he doesn't come across as like I'm not going to say he doesn't come across as like a supervisor or a boss, because he definitely does. But he doesn't do it in like a demeaning way.
Yeah, he ain't no bully.
He ain't no bully.
And I credit that too, because when because I knew Brad when I was a preloader, because he was a driver supervisor at in Tropicana Center. So I knew him from him walking up and down the belts, and then me just, you know, we just like having conversation, you know, while he's walking up and down the belt. And then I also know he used to drive too. Right. And I think there's something to having supervisors who did what we do before you become a supervisor.
Yes, because they have a mutual respect for what you do because they've done it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that comes in the
shout out to Steve Ups. Well, Steve Olsen. It's Steve Ups in my phone, but, you know.
I was about to say, who the fuck is Steve Ups?
Everybody got a Ups.
Shout out to Steve Olsen. You know, he was like, you know, to me, the best supervisor. You know?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know, so, yeah, he I liked this Steve because he was an asshole.
But he cracked jokes too, though.
Yeah, he cracked jokes, but he was an asshole, but he was... Every day it was an asshole. It wasn't like he changed up.
No, you got the same Steve
every day. You got
the
same Steve every day. You know, like, you're an asshole, but at least you do it all the time, you know?
Right, right.
You know, but he taught me a lot, too.
Yeah, me too. So I want to ask y'all, too, about the fellas that you work with, man, because this place is a damn fraternity, right?
Yes.
And I feel like... and sometimes it's like fraternities within a fraternity, right?
Right.
And definitely you guys are a part of the fraternity within the fraternity, right?
Definitely.
So I want to know, man, like, how has this job affected, like, your friendships? Because I think it's crazy where, like, a lot of times people have they have the place they work at, and then they just go to their place of employment, and then they go home, right? They don't really conversate or kick it or talk to the people that you work with. But this place is on a complete different level than that. This place is, the dudes you work with are like your boys, for real, for real.
Yeah,
like not only do we work together, not only do we joke together, people be going on trips. Like, people really kick it here.
Yes.
Like people become family members here.
Definitely.
So So how has that experience been for you?
You know what? The experience for me has been really great because these group of guys that you're talking about show me things that I didn't know. You know, like just coming up the way I came up, it was a lot that I had to learn, and just being around different guys and teaching me different things in life, you know, just from their perspective has really been great for me. Now, don't get me wrong, like you said, it's a fraternity and a fraternity. Everybody can't get in the same circle.
Right.
But, you know, everybody has an open door to get in. It's just based off who you are. But I give a lot of credit to the guys in my circle, man. They dope, man. I love hanging with them dudes, man.
Right.
And y'all as well, man. Hey,
motherfucker, I'm in the fraternity within the fraternity.
I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to be hanging around or to be mentors to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Taris, what about you, man?
Okay, Munt, you know, was in my wedding, you know. You my boy, you know. So through this job, I didn't gain a lot of good friendships, you know. That's my boy. You my boy. You know, I ain't gonna say everybody, but you know, I got probably about 5, 6 real close friends in this job, you know. And I'm enjoying it, you know. I'm friendly, you know, so I'm cool with anybody, you know. If you're not cool with me, something wrong with you, you know. That's what I feel, you know, because I can be friends with anybody, you know, or I can talk to anybody, you know. My wife always say, hey, dude, you strike up a conversation with a stranger like it ain't nothing. So, you know, but, you know, everybody, you know, like you say, it's a fraternity, but, you know, we got our close-knit circle, you know, and I'm pretty sure in the whole building, you know, it's somebody that run with somebody, you know. But I'm happy for it because, you know, I done met some good guys like y'all, some more good guys, you know, and, you know, hey, I'm enjoying it.
Right.
You know, the trips, the conversations on the phone, you know, y'all calling me Mr. Sensitive, you know. I know I get a little sensitive, but hey.
That's the first time you admitted it, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first time you admitted it, dog.
You know, so, you know, I'm enjoying it, you know.
Okay. Man, that's... Hey,
I appreciate both of y'all.
Yeah, shout out. So, Wilborn, I do want to ask you, though, right? Because you're going to have some names on here that people haven't heard before, right? As, like, when I get Mike and Al on here. Who were your OGs? I know you're going to say some people I probably haven't even heard of before.
My OGs, man, to be honest, man, the person that really showed me everything to be a driver was Crystal Smythe. I got to give Crystal Smythe a lot of credit. Yeah, man. She was a beast as a driver coming in. Like,
never expected you to say that right there.
Nah, Crystal she knew how to knock routes out, bro. Like, she was good. And I was her jumper. And as her jumper, she did for me what he did for Nigel.
Okay.
She showed me the diet board. She let me do everything besides drive at the time. She taught me everything. So when I got into class, I knew everything already.
Okay.
I knew how to do the job up and down. So Crystal Smythe, Don Batiste.
I don't know
him. He a feeder driver. Don Batiste was the first driver to ever show me his check stubs. And he was just like, hey, man, you want to go drive, and this is what I'm making. And at that time, the top out pay was $25 an hour. So he showed me that, and I was 19 years old, and I'm looking at it like, oh, man, this is what you making every week? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I ain't going nowhere. I know what I could do with that type of money every week.
Yeah,
so,
you didn't even know that shit was going to double all these years later.
I got Crystal Smythe, Don Batiste, Mike Smith, Deshaun Evans, who I'm missing, Al, Booker Collins. I don't know if you ever met Booker.
Booker T?
Booker.
I heard Donald talk about him, but I don't know who that is.
Booker showed me a lot. Booker helped a lot of them guys out, like,
okay,
you know, Deshaun them or whatever. So he showed them a lot. So Booker, he get a lot of credit, you know. But it's a lot of names that I could sit here and name. But them in like the tight groups,
okay,
that showed me a lot. Reiko, if anybody know who Reiko was,
I remember her. You know,
I learned a lot from them guys, man. They showed me the way, and I'm missing one name. I ain't gonna lie, Jesse George too.
Really?
Yeah. Because they was all in one little tight group.
Jesse got you beat
and
in
Mike
seniority?
Gayton too. Mike Gayton Senior.
Jesse got you beat in seniority?
Yeah, he do.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I know he been there a long time. I didn't know if he had you beat though.
No, yeah, he got me beat because it went Deshaun, Crystal, Jesse, Sean Ramirez, then me.
Okay.
That's how the order went on the seniority list.
Okay.
Yeah, so I learned a lot from them. I've seen a lot of guys do some stuff like McKnight. You know, I didn't learn a lot from him, but I watch how he move. You know, I seen he's real quiet, but he moves silently. But you know, hey, we see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I learned a lot from how he move around there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Alfredo.
Yeah, I remember Sarabia.
Alfredo Sarabia. You know, he taught me some things. You know.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I mess with
yeah.
Fredo. Yeah, he's just retired. I wonder how he's doing, man.
And Fred Brown.
Yeah, and Fred Brown.
Fred Brown, can't forget Fred. I mean, it's a lot of names, man. It's a lot of OGs, man. That's Marvin Henderson. I can keep naming, man. You know what I'm saying?
And
there's a lot of them.
That's why this is. I asked this question too, is because I think the more people I ask this question, and then people get to hear all the names that people have to say.
Right.
Then I think the people that hear it, especially the new drivers, this is really what the show is about. It's for the new drivers,
Definitely.
and just for me to talk shit with my boys. But for the new drivers that hear it, that they get to see that you're in a place where it's a bunch of people that want to help you.
Definitely.
There's not just like you're really not out here by yourself. Because I know how it was for me when you until you make the leap to go be like, hey, I need help. You feel like you're in a fucking ocean all by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And then the more I have people come on here and do like you just did, like you just named like 10, 15 people, and you're like, dude, I could keep naming.
I can keep going,
I can
man.
keep naming all the people that were in my corner.
Shout out to D Proud. My bad, I forgot you, dog.
Okay. Yeah, can't forget him. You know I ain't met him, but I done heard that name so many times. There's so many people out here that want to help y'all, man. All right, so Taris, what about you? And I'm going to say it. Motherfucker, you better say my name, dog.
Okay, I'm going to start off with...
I'm fucking with you, by the way.
I'm going to start off with who helped me when I first came in, and I was asking a lot of questions, and they was doing it. And y'all, this might be surprising, but Tavante McGyver.
Really?
Yeah.
That's up.
You know?
Okay.
He, you know, I call him all the time. Him and LaRon, you know. I called both of them, you know, when I first started, you know, hey, man, how do I do this or what do I do that? And they helped me a lot, you know, when I first started, you know. Munt, I'm going to say his name, Damian. Damian Wilborn, Deshaun Evans, Mike Smith, Dave Foster, Steve Austin, man. Don't get it twisted, man. He's not a driver. He's a suit, but he showed me a lot, you know. Steve Austin, shoot. Did I say Dave Foster? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dave Foster, Joey Anicetti. Mm-hmm. You know, him. He used to Viner, even though he was, you know, Viner, even though he was, you know, very quiet into himself, you know, he gave me some game, you know. It's a lot of them, man. It probably ain't going to come to my head, but, you know, I hope I don't miss nobody. But Reggie Henderson, you know, Allen Williams, you know, because I came in and all y'all was drivers, so, you know, I got game from everybody, you know.
Right.
Because I was, you know, it wasn't no dumb question to me. If I needed some help, I'm gonna ask anybody, you know.
Oh yeah.
I remember when I first started, I used to ask everybody, "Hey man, how do I clock out and and do this check?" You know. So you know, until I got it, you know, I ask anybody, you know.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You know,
I got a couple more OGs I forgot, you know.
Yeah, I forgot.
Jeremy Richardson.
There you go.
Yeah,
Jesse George, like he said.
Reggie.
You know.
It's literally, at some point in time, I'm going to stop saying who my people are, and I think I'm going to start with this show because I feel like everybody should know by now because I done said it so many times. But you always going to forget a name. And I'm going to throw Reggie name out there because I ain't never said Reggie name, but Reggie definitely one of my OGs for sure, 1,000%.
And then I'm just going to finish it like this. UPS as a whole, man. If I forgot you, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The whole, man. I just got to throw out Jimmy Hobbs.
Yep.
Oh, Hobbs
Mel Gibson. Mel showed me a lot, you know.
Yeah, even Guy, the mechanic, man. You know, he gave me a lot of, you know, advice, you know.
Okay.
So, you know.
That's interesting to throw in right there, the mechanic.
Yeah.
What he told you?
Just, you know, some the stuff to cope with the job, you know.
And he tell you a lot about the trucks too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he breaks it down. God is a good guy, man, for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know he used to be a pitcher
And
in baseball.
professional?
He was good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask him about it.
Yeah, you need to have a conversation.
Yeah,
if you
guy
never
is
had
cool.
one. He
Yeah.
cool.
Cool guy, bro. Cool guy.
Yeah.
Super cool. Super cool.
Okay. I'm gonna get to that. But first, people, we're gonna take a little 5-minute break, and we're gonna get back to you in a second. As y'all can tell, this is gonna be a long interview. All right, but we're gonna take a quick break. We'll get right back with y'all. All right, everybody, we are back from our little break. Thank you for holding. Okay, so fellas. So what I want to do now is I want to talk about. Really, what I want to talk about is messages that you could give the new guys, right? Because, like I've said previously, both of you guys are people at our building that, whether you know it or not, dudes are looking at y'all from afar. And they'll never come up and say it to you, but they look up to y'all, right? So, Taris, I'm going to start with you. So, what advice do you have for the new guys coming up?
Get that money. And when I say get that money, hey, if you got to go out and help somebody, if you got to do misloads, if you got to do anything, don't burn packages. It's money, man. Overtime is after 8 hours. And you making money, man.
Yeah,
So
your overtime is $62.50. Well, not if you.
if you knew,
but
you
it's
making
worth it
at
still.
least $39 or $40 an hour overtime. Get your money, man. I came in with that mindset of hey, I'm in this and I'm finna get this money. And I bought a house at making $28.75. I'm topped out. Been topped out for about 2 years now, but over 2 years. But I bought a house for making $28.75. So get that money, man, because you know that's all it's about, man. It's about delivering packages and providing for your family. And the more money you make, the more you can do for your family.
Exactly. Couldn't have put it a better way. For me, I'm going to say for the new drivers is, you know what I'm saying, let's uplift each other. Like when y'all see another young man struggling, don't just sit back in the farm and watch them struggle, man. Come over and give them some kind words and help build them up, man, because we got to keep our unit tight as drivers. Like, I know we have a lot of different groups, but at the same time, we all do the same job. And the last thing I want to do is see another young driver lose. I want to see you win at all times. So if you're seeing somebody struggle, man, just put your arm around them, man, and give them some kind words and help build them up. You know, like kind of what J.Love did a couple of weeks ago with a driver that wanted to quit. You know, you put your arms around him. You called me over to help, and we tried to motivate that young brother. So if you guys see something like that, man, just try to give him some good words of encouragement. You know what I mean? And just let him know what he'll be passing up if he quit or gave up. Just try to motivate him to stay to make that money, like Tori said, to help your family. Like this job actually changed a lot of lives. I've seen it with the money that we make, man. So it's just like, don't pass on the opportunity, because once it's gone, it don't come back. I've seen a lot of drivers that's been gone and wish they was never gone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just hold on to it, man. Trust me. Later, it's rough in the beginning, but it will get better. Trust me.
Right.
And to piggyback on that, man, by helping that dude, you helping all the triple OGs, the 4 OGs, the 5 OGs, because, hey, we need that pension to keep going. Mm-hmm. And the better the young guys work, the more successful UPS will be.
Right.
So when you retire, when Munt retire, y'all have a peaceful mind that these young guys going to keep it strong for you. You know? So, yeah.
And that was something I didn't really think about until, like the last few years of me doing this, is how much the new guys are important to you even after you leave.
Yes.
Because, like you just said some wizard shit again, but people don't, a lot of drivers don't realize that your pension depends on this place being here still. So if we got new guys coming in and they not up to par, man, that's going to affect your life too. So for you vet drivers out there, it's important that you do what Wilborn did for me, what people did for Taris. Like, it's important that you help these young dudes, man, because we need them. Even though, we like to, I'm guilty of it too. I'll be like, man, these new dudes ain't shit. Even though there's some of y'all in there that hold y'all on, right? But I'm definitely guilty of that, being like, oh, these young dudes, man, they complain a lot. Like they got it easy and stuff. But we do need y'all. I'll willingly admit that I need every one of y'all new dudes who comes up in here to hold y'all on for the betterment of me and my family. Right? Okay. So, final question. I want to ask y'all, man, because I've never asked y'all this, right?
All right.
And this is usually my last question, right? So I do want to know, and Taris, I'm gonna start with you, right?
All right.
So, how does it feel, man, knowing that because you're a UPS driver and you have such a successful career that you have become like a extreme success story in life, right? Because what I like to tell people, I was like, you got the celebrities and athletes, and then you got the doctors and lawyers, and then it's us. Like we right up under that. So as far as like top tier earners and top tier people of quality of life, like we up there. Like we are not far from the very best of the best, right? So how does that feel, man? Like especially because too, you said you've been doing this for 7 years. So how have you adjusted to that? Because I know there's an adjustment period from not having shit to, oh, okay, I'm super comfortable now. And I like to get like people's opinions on how they like come into that comfort zone. Like, so Taris, you first.
Okay, so as y'all know, I was a barber, so I had to, make sure everything was taken care of in barbering, right? But coming to UPS, like I say, like you say, they take you. You don't see the insurance. I mean, if we really know how much we really make,
it's a lot. It's way more than what
It's not 41.67.
It's like 80 something.
Yeah,
it's a lot
because the insurance is not taken out of your check, but if a lot of people in other jobs pay for insurance.
Mm-hmm.
My wife dropped her insurance because our insurance was so good.
Yeah.
So coming from barbering to UPS and knowing that, hey, I got a check that's putting up this, putting up that for me, as I go, man, knowing that, hey, when I retire, I'm going to have a pension and I'm going to be on my ass just collecting the check, it's good, I am a success story. We all are a success story, because, I got a house, I got everything I ever wanted,
Mm-hmm.
Money is no object, so, and, I can walk around my family, like you say, how your mom and your dad, your mom and your sister and all them feel about you. I can walk around them and they know, hey, we ain't got to worry about him. He okay. So
and that's gotta make you feel good.
Yeah,
man.
it feels good to, know that, hey, money is not a problem. Because 9 times out of 10 in everybody's life, cash
is the problem.
Right.
Either you got it or you don't. And if you don't,
it harbors a whole bunch of other more problems.
yeah, everybody say, hey, man, more money, more problems. I want to see that shit. I want the more money. And I accept the problems with that. So, being a UPS driver, making the money that I make, being able to do the things that I can do, and, hey, if I want steak every day, I can eat steak every day,
Be a fat motherfucker.
I ain't got to worry about,
clogged as a bitch.
I ain't got to worry about, my pennies,
Yeah.
So, that's a good burden to lift off any man's head because we are black men, and don't get it twisted. You know, it's hard for us in life. You know, so when we are successful, you know, it lifts the burden off a lot of stuff. You know.
No, I agree. Wilborn, what about you?
I'm gonna say, you know, it's been great, man. To be honest, you know, I feel like I ain't at where I need to be yet because of past situations. You know what I'm saying? I had a struggle. You know what I mean? But to be a young black man to have nothing, to be an older man with something, it feels great, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Just to know that I always continuously got the money coming. As long as I work hard to do it, I'm good. But you know. I don't know. I got the opposite of Taris, man. The more money you make, the more problems. It's true, man. I get problems all the time, and you know, stuff don't stop. But one thing I do know is that I'm able to make it through the problems because of the money that I do make. Right. I'm able to weave through the issues that come my way. The only thing that sucks about it is people always trying to borrow money. But you know, I learned how to say no.
Right.
Over time, you know what I'm saying? You got to be like, no, man. Look, I got a family, man. I can't be giving money here and giving money there all the time, you know. But it's great, man. I wouldn't change it for nothing, man. I love what I do. I think I'm in a real good space. I mean, there's more places I would rather be financial-wise. Like, for some people, even though we make good money, people go do different things. Like me, I had child support, you know, with 2 kids, you know. Down one more to go is what I say all the time.
We're gonna have that party still.
Yeah. We're gonna have a party. You know, when I got off with my daughter, you know, I went to the bar and brought a whole bunch of drinks. You know, down one to go. You know, so my son, I'm still on with him. You know, I got he about to be 13, so
not too much longer. Yeah,
5 more years to go with that, and then I finally be seeing what a full check is. You know what I'm saying? So. But one thing I do love about UPS is that I can always make that money with the overtime and stuff. So, like, at the end of the day, when I'm getting paid, I ain't missing nothing. Trust me, you know, 'cause the money is there. But that's the beauty of the money that we make is that, you know, I know a lot of guys in other places that's on child support and, you know, they sad every weekend. You know what I'm saying? They get that check and they like, man, they took this out and they took that out. And I'm like, yo, man, they took this out, but I ain't hurting. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing, man. I'm happy to be where I'm at, man. I mean, I think it's great, man. Like I said, I used to be nobody, and now I'm somebody.
Right.
And I think that's super dope, man. Especially coming from a young black man, in a place full of violence and drugs and stuff. So I think to be where I'm at now is a blessing, man. Because I could be in prison or dead, and I'm happy to be here delivering packages and being the friendliest UPS guy you ever met in your life.
Right.
If you come with me with respect, but if you come with me with disrespect, you know, then that's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm. And I lied. So that's not my last question because it makes me want to ask y'all, what do y'all feel about the responsibility part that comes with that, with being such a successful person? Because that's something that, you know, I've said on previous shows that that's starting to hit me in the face a lot more. That, okay, man, you are a successful man in life now. It's like, you know, what Superman Uncle said, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. So what can y'all say to the effect of the responsibility part that comes with the success that you guys have, like, came across in life?
For me, you know, the responsibilities is when you've been doing it for so long, it becomes easy. I will say that, you know, in the beginning it's tough, you know, the responsibilities that come with it, but you just got to be a man and step forward and just know that you'll be able to handle it, you know. Like, I just been through some things in my life that I'm not even supposed to be here right now, and so if I can make it through that, I can make it through anything. You just got to be strong and take on the responsibilities head on when they come at you, you know what I'm saying? So with this job, it helped me grow into taking anything that come our way, you know, dealing with the stuff that we deal with on a day-to-day basis with UPS actually made me a stronger man. Like, you could throw anything at me and I feel like I'll be able to get through it, you know what I mean? So it's like, I just been through a lot, man, and it's just like, whatever come my way, I figure I could weasel my way out.
Right.
I can handle it. I can handle it. The responsibilities come, they get tougher as you go. It never stops. That's all I can say for the young guys. The responsibilities don't change. They well, my bad. They do change, but you'll be able to get through it. You know what I'm saying? You make enough money to get through it, as long as you continue working. So for the young guys that like to go home 3-4 times a week, man, at one point in your life, you're gonna have to change that. Right. You're gonna have to work those 5 days, bro. Mm-hmm. But it'll help you out later in life. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You make that money, you can get it done. Mm-hmm. And you know, if you got money, you can make it through, man. I remember somebody telling me when I was young, you know, hey, if you do something, if you got money, you can get out of it. I always thought that was a lie until I got put in those situations. And I paid that money and ain't had no problems. Yeah. I ain't had to do no jail time, no nothing.
I know about one specific time he was like, I'm out. I'm like, damn, you skirted that situation.
Man, right up out of there. So, I mean, the responsibilities, man, you just got to take them head on.
Right.
That's how I look at it, man. Right. Like, they going to keep coming. You just got to be a man and stand up for it. That's all, man.
Okay. Taris, what about you?
I feel the same way you might feel, but I want to say one responsibility is, like you say, man, the biggest responsibility is waking up every morning.
Yeah. I think that's very underrated. See, that's man, fuck you. All right? Because you always saying some killer shit, dog.
Yeah, waking up every morning, getting up, putting them pants on, putting that shirt on, you know, putting them shoes on and getting out that door and going to the job. And, you know, I ain't going to even lie, man. I've been slacking this year. You know, the last 2-3 years, they used, you know, I call myself
Mr. 60 hours.
Mr. 60 hours, but I done missed a lot of days in this year. And that was because I had that OG status. That, hey, man, I can, you know, bump a dude and put him on my route. You know, hey, man, put him on my route, you know, and go home, you know. But right now I'm trying to change that, man. That laziness can't get you.
Listen, dog. Know? Listen, for number one, this was the first year, because I'm right here, I'm in the same boat as you. This was the first year that I really got to exercise my OG status and be like, I'll go home whenever I want to. Because I had been seeing it for, like I said, I've been here for 10 years. Yeah. So I've been seeing it for so long that finally I'm in the top 30 in seniority. Yeah. So now it's like, I finally get to flex my seniority. So this is the first time I ever did it. And then you realize, like, all right, well, it was cool to experience, but we can't do that no more.
You can't.
And it's good that y'all do it, because being here 21 years, I watch everybody go through that period. Yeah, you get stuck in that period. You know, at some point, you just got to find your way out. But it's good that you, like you say, everybody do it. You watch people above you do it for so long. You like, man, I can't wait to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
Everybody does it, but you just got to know when to turn it off.
Shake it.
Man, I tell people the hardest thing in the world is to tell a brother, no, I don't want you to do my route. I'm gonna work. Man, it's like crack cocaine, man. If he come in and say, hey, man, I'm do your route today, in the summertime, you're like, man, man, I'm going home. It's hard to say no. Yeah. It's very hard to say no.
Definitely feel like Pookie, man. God damn, man. I keep going back, man. Can't shake this shit.
Yeah. And Taris did. I was actually shocked that he did that this year. Because, you know, he went hard in paint with going home. I mean, I don't want to put his business out there, but he had 3 paid on vacations. I ain't going to say nothing else.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I was sick.
I didn't.
COVID, you got me twice.
Listen,
he had COVID 17, 18, and
18 so many times. Listen, but no, I understand, dog, because it was at some point in time, you're going to have the ability to use what you've been working for this whole time.
Yeah.
So you got to see what it's like, and it's fabulous.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
But I know for me personally, taking all that time off, I spent so much money that I had saved up. I'm like, all right, man.
And I'm going to tell you like this, man.
Can't do that again.
Definitely.
I'm going to tell you like this. Basically, man, I don't care what you say, man. Them bills keep coming.
Yes, sir.
Once a month, and they stay coming. So if you ain't got no money and you taking days off, that shit gonna hit you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So, you know, hey, it's a good, you know, luxury, but it's a gift and a curse with that, you know.
Right.
You know, so, you know, like I say, get up, you know, get out that bed. You know, when that alarm goes off, get out that bed and put them clothes on, man, and go to work, you know. That's the biggest responsibility, because, you know, hey, if you ain't making no money you can't do nothing.
Let me ask you something for the youngsters that might go through this, and you saying get out that bed. How hard is it to get out that bed when they text you and say, "Do you want the day off?"
Very hard. It's very hard. It's very hard, and it's even harder to wake up at that alarm and say, "God damn, man, let me text them." Let me text them and tell them, "Hey, man, can you put me on extra?" You know.
See, I'm gonna bring up something that you just said really quick because he just said text. Now let me tell you, so I've been here a long time, and back in the day, texting wasn't even a part of. You couldn't even call in through a text, nothing. You literally had to call the office to call in or anything. And sometimes you have a boss like Russ. He would let the phone ring. He wouldn't answer on purpose because he didn't want you to call in. And then when you did call in, he tried to convince you to come in.
Yeah.
So you had to learn to just say, "Hey, I'm Wilborn calling in sick." Click. You got to hang up the phone because if you don't hang up the phone, he's going to convince you to come to work. Mm-hmm. That's how it used to be. So to jump from having to call a landline to call in to just texting is wonderful.
Yeah,
all I knew was texting.
Yeah,
because listen, they would have got me. J.Love, come on, man. I'm like, fuck, all right, man, I'll be there, dog.
That's how they did it too, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
And you know, hey, it's a lot of responsibilities. You know, you got responsibility to your family, you got responsibility to yourself, you got responsibility to this job. So you know, you got to just make sure you putting all that together and getting everything together. You know, and put as hard as it is, like you say, you helped a youngster a couple of weeks off the ledge. You know, as hard as it is, you got to pull through and go through and push forward.
Right.
And you know, hey, I done been to the bottom. I mean, I done been lower than lower. You know, I done been super broke. You know, I done been like, well, hey. Fuck this shit. Fuck the world, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But it's always going to get better, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you can push past that, brighter days are here to come.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. Well, shit, fellas, man, listen. I really want to talk to y'all for like another hour, but we've been going for 2 hours already, man.
Definitely.
That's cool.
And I want to let y'all get to y'all families, man. But thank you, man. I appreciate both of y'all brothers for coming through. Taris, it took you long enough, man.
Hey, man.
All right.
Hey, I told you I wanted to be number 10, but you ain't make me number 10. But, you know,
Thanks for the invite, man.
Hey, no, for sure. And y'all got to come back, man. And then hopefully, you know, after this convinced winner, y'all, maybe y'all want to come back and be like a regular guest host.
I'm down for that.
Man.
I'm down for that.
For sure. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in for another episode of The Drop Off, and we will be back with you again soon.